Good evening, my name is Chris. Today, before we get started, I would like to give everybody a trigger warning. Today's video is going to be about some very sensitive topics. It's going to be about cancer, illness, and death. But we hope that you enjoy it. This video will also contain some information about a certain kind of cancer that one of my family members was diagnosed with, and there will be links in the description box if you would like to research and do some additional fact-finding for yourself. So without further ado, I will begin. My dad always knew that I would have difficulties going through life, but he believed in the kind of person that I could be and would be, and was able and was always by my side when he and was always there for me to be a positive example. When I was young, all the way up through my young adulthood, people picked on me. My dad encouraged me and said, "Don't let what they do bother you, because you know what direction your life is going to take. So as long as you keep your focus on what you want to do in life and let things happen the way you want them to, and you ignore the noise and the distractions around you, and you just focus on what you need to do, you're going to make a difference in your life. That's what you need to be focused on." And ever since then, I have had my focus on that throughout my life. My dad was also a Boy Scout leader for the Boy Scout troop that I was in. Because of his example, for those of us who were young adults at the time, we learned a lot of leadership skills from him. On August 17th of 2004, I was able to obtain my Eagle Scout rank, which is not an easy thing to do in the Boy Scouts of America. In fact, about 2% of every 100% of kids that join scouting make it to the rank of Eagle. I designed and built a raptor enclosure for a local nature center here in one of the suburbs near where I live. My dad had a career in the field of aerospace engineering. He was a project manager for a manufacturing company. Because of this, he knew how to lead and help me to lead a team of my peers to build that raptor enclosure for the Wargo Nature Center. He and a friend of his were able to draw out blueprints that we used to design the raptor enclosure. We then printed them off based on the specs went and got the materials, and then set out to build the building. I owe a lot to my dad, and I am very thankful that through those difficult challenges that I've faced in my life, he was always by my side to help me with whatever I needed, or to give me an encouraging thought to think about, to give me a hug, and to be a shoulder to cry on when I was sad. But unfortunately, in November of 2010, or around that time frame, his life changed forever. He was diagnosed with a form of sarcoma, which is a cancer that eats away and destroys the muscle and soft tissue of the body. It began after a weekend of hunting. He came home and thought that he had a pulled muscle. So he went and visited a doctor, his primary care doctor, and the doctor didn't really do much for him at the first visit, other than prescribing him therapy and maybe some painkillers for the pain of the pulled muscle. My dad then proceeded to go through therapy for the following weeks, but didn't really get any better. So the determination was made by my dad's physical therapist and my dad at the time that he should revisit his doctor and maybe do some re-diagnosing of the current situation. So that is what he did. He then went back to his doctor and explained that I'm still in pain and the therapy didn't really make much of a difference. So the doctor did an examination on him. He rolled up his clothing, and on his leg, they found a tumor the size of a football. Now, sarcoma is a cancer that exhibits the following symptoms. You can have abdominal pain. You can have bumps underneath the skin. And you can have leg pain. And there are many other symptoms of a sarcoma that I'm not going to say here, but they are just a few. So after he went to his doctor and they found out that he had the tumor on his leg, he transferred up to a local clinic closer to home and went to see an orthopedic surgeon. But by that time, the mass had grown to a point where they thought they could help him, but they didn't know if he would make it. So after he visited the local clinic up closer to home here, he went and was referred to the U of M oncology department, where they did some tests on him and diagnosed him with sarcoma. There are over 70 different forms of sarcoma that exist. Many different stages and many different infection rates within this horrible disease. My dad fought valiantly from the time he was diagnosed in 2010 to the point when, unfortunately, he lost his battle on December 2nd of 2013. I come to you in this video to encourage all of you. If you think that something doesn't feel right or things seem a bit off, go to your doctor and have them do an assessment for you. And if you don't like that opinion of that first doctor you see, get a second opinion. If you don't like that second opinion, get a third opinion. But do not be afraid to seek medical help, because if it's caught early enough, you can prevent it. I will leave links, as I said earlier in the video, to places where you can find out information about sarcoma and how it affects people. I would give anything to have my dad back. But I know that my dad is in a better place, and he will not be in pain anymore, and he is looking down with open arms and very open eyes to make sure that my brother, myself, and my mom are okay. We miss you, Dad. Love you very much. And we are so very thankful that you are there to keep an eye on us as we continue through our road of life. Again, there will be information to where you can go if something doesn't feel right in the description box below. Don't be afraid. Stand up for what you believe in and what you feel is right. And don't let anybody stop you. You might just save your life or the life of a loved one near you. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening. And we will see you in the next video. If you like what you've seen, like, subscribe, and share. Leave an organic comment. Put that thumbs up. And by you putting your thumbs up or down, that will kick us out into the algorithm so that this video can be seen by as many people as possible. Because I know that I can't get my dad back in a human form. But I know he's with me in spirit. But my whole reason for doing this video is so that you don't have to go through the suffering and the sadness and the pain that me and my family have gone through. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a good night.